Alright everybody, welcome back to episode 4 of the Sound Booth podcast with special guest Poetics. I am Josh Crespo.
And I am Lombax.
Thank you for joining us today. Let's give a round of applause here for Poetics for joining us.
Thanks man, thanks for joining us.
You guys are too nice.
Oh, we try. Poetics here's got a long list of collaborations. He had a song recently come out with KJ52, taking me back to my childhood. And you have some with KB, right? A bunch of guys.
Yeah. KB, Derek Minor, Cannon. Cannon and I got a track dropping this month. I just got word that next month Futuristics dropping a track I produced for him. So I got some stuff dropping soon with Chewy. All kinds of stuff, bro.
Dude, Futuristic, that's cool. My first producer credit is with a guy named Kung Fu Vampire, who's out of here in the Bay Area, and he did a single with Futuristic a couple years ago. They filmed the music video.
How'd you get connected with Kung Fu Vampire? That's like a really random...
Bro. So you've heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
I used to be super into the like horrorcore underground scene.
So that's a funny one. Now look at he's interviewing us.
Yeah, I know.
So we're both from the Bay Area. He's in San Jose and I'm in Morgan Hill, which is right next to each other. And I used to do a lot of shows with a production company called Afton back when I had a band and everything. And I remember Kung Fu Vampire, he would roll around in his van with the big old decal on it. And so we would see that at shows, and he was the rep for Afton. So he was the door, he was running the shows for Afton out here in the Bay Area. And then I did a show a couple years ago when I started doing them again, and he was there, and we just started talking. My dad was with me as my manager or whatever, and since Kung Fu's older, so just meeting my dad, he had a lot of respect for him, and he was just, we were just talking, just hanging out, and he had us recreate a couple beats, me and my friend Peyton. I was actually in Arizona a couple years ago, and Kung Fu was all, I'm in the studio, I need the stems, I need this and that, and I had just gotten Ableton, and I was like, bro, I don't know what you need, but you could talk to my guy in LA who helped me make the beat, and so he cooked it up again really quick for Kung Fu. And then he got a track on his album, his last album, and then I got a track that I produced with him. So it's me and my friend the Butler. And
that's dope.
Yeah, so we're just, I've been to his house, talked, been in his studio. He wants me to do a couple other things coming up here. We just talked a couple days ago. It's so sporadic with him. Like when we talk, he'll come around and then he's gone, and then he'll hit me up and be like, bro, I need you on this remix. I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever you need, bro.
Musicians.
Yeah, you just kind of pop out of nowhere, but so that's cool. That was my first one. Me and you got one coming out.
Cold AF and Brigetti.
Cold AF. Yeah.
When do you guys plan to have that out?
It's next week.
What?
Next week,
right?
I think so.
Right.
I'm not a primary artist on that one.
Yeah.
So I let them just kind of plan that.
Plan that. Okay.
I'm only really specific when it's like the ones that I'm like an actual tagged artist on. But I only do that if it's like I 100% did the beat myself.
I was showing him the stuff you just threw up on SoundCloud the other day. That Zelda.
Yeah, man, I like that. That was cool. Super lo-fi.
Yeah, I just will do stuff every once in a while. I'll just put like a sample that I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to release this anywhere, but I'm just like, I'll be playing Zelda or watching some video of someone playing. I'm just like, I wanna just drop this on SoundCloud to put it out there.
Exactly.
I feel that.
That's cool. How did you get started? Because I saw those pictures on your story a while back where you're just like, back when I was just a fan before I ever produced, like, how'd you get all those connections? And because that stuff's cool, man. Those stories are cool.
When I first got to college, I didn't produce at all. I was just a rapper.
Okay.
And then when I got to college, I got an internship my freshman year. I was the only freshman in the entire music department at my college to get an internship.
Okay.
And it was at a music venue in Nashville called Rocket Town.
Oh, wow.
And they would do like concerts, and they would also do like music video shoots in like this back room they had. So I was helping set up a music video shoot, and it was Derek Minor and Tony Tillman.
Okay.
And I'm actually in that video. I make like a random 2-second cameo.
Yeah.
But so I met them there, and that was their. I met the guy that's the head of the label, a guy named Doc Watson, and I got super tight with him there. And then soon after that, after my internship ended my sophomore year, I had to do another internship, so I interned with their record label. And I was doing pretty much, I was packing up merch. Like every 2-3 days, I would just drive out to where they had all their merch, grab the merch I needed to ship, pack it all up, drop it off at UPS, and ship it. And then from that, they felt bad because I was just like doing all the random merch stuff. I wasn't really learning anything, so I started going on the road with them every once in a while for like one-off shows. I would go on the road with Cannon or Derek, and I would set up the merch table and then chill with them the rest of the night. And I linked up with Cannon, and we just hit it off, and soon after that, I just started messing around making beats, and they were horrible. But he would like kind of give me tips to get better. So for like the first 6 months I was producing, I didn't release anything, but I just had this guy that was already an established artist who was also a producer, and so he was able to kind of help cultivate me pretty quickly to where then soon after that, when I started actually getting good, I would get connected with people pretty easily in like Christian hip hop, because I'd be like, Cannon's my mentor in music, and they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then that's how I got connected. I met KJ52 soon after that. He came and did a concert at a venue in Nashville, and I just went and met him there, and then I went to another show and I met a group called Surf Gang. Okay. And I had talked to them on Instagram. So then when I met them in person, they like took me in the back room, and there were a ton of, I don't know how well you know like the Christian hip hop kind of sphere. Yeah. But I met like a ton of the biggest, like 1K Few. Fizzle, Ty Brazzle, like all kinds of people there. And I just got connected with Paris Chariz, Jerry Mana, No Big Deal, ton of people. They were all at this one show. Wow. So then I got really tight with a lot of people. There's like random music videos that you can kind of see me in the background for like 1 second, which is kind of funny because I'll like show that to people and they'll just be like, what the heck? But yeah, from that so it took me like 6 months to get to a point where my beats were pretty good.
I was gonna ask if, are you trying to like branch out into non-Christian rap music, or is it just kind of happening just naturally?
Yeah, it's just kind of happening naturally. I've kind of linked with a few people here and there and just met people through different avenues. So like I reached out to Futuristic because he worked with a few other people I knew. He actually has a song. My guy Blinded got him on a song. Yeah. It's not released yet. But then I hit Futuristic up because I was like, yeah, I'm the guy that made that beat. He was like, okay, cool, send me some stuff. And then, so we worked on a few songs from that. And then I randomly got linked up. Like a year ago, I was on tour with a band called Rehab. They're like a country hip hop. Bunch of different people. So I linked with them, and then I met a few country hip hop people from them. But we went on the road and we went to the Gathering of the Juggalos. Nice. So then I met like a ton of Juggalos there. Yeah. And then I've done a bunch of stuff with a guy named Lex the Hexmaster. Yeah. Who's on Twisted's record label. And so then now I'm sending beats to Twisted and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm just like kind of going all over the place. But it's good to branch out and do different stuff. So.
And you do it full time, right? So that's
yeah.
You don't really want to be
cool
saying
no. I'm knocking out like 5-6 beats a day. and just
That's
sending
awesome.
them out. So
Yeah, that's the dream, man. You're living it. So how have you always been full time, or did you have a job at first, or what's the story with that?
I've been full time now for about a little over a year.
Okay.
I used to work at Starbucks for like 2 years after college. Well, towards the end of college, and then a year after college, and I built up like slowly working less and less.
Okay.
And then eventually I just quit because I was working like 15 hours a week.
Hmm.
And I was like, this is not worth it for being
Yeah.
cussed out by some random 40-year-old lady for a latte,
Some Karen.
not having
Karen.
foam on it or something.
Yeah.
So then I just transitioned, and I kind of took a leap of faith, and
Yeah.
since then it's been like just continuously building.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Slowly, like every few months, a little bit more money coming in
Right.
each time. So
And did you start with selling beats just randomly? Because I know you knew those guys, so you had some placements, but like, how'd it work?
yeah, I've had kind of a different approach than a lot of people I know, because I don't use BeatStars or
Right,
Airbit
right.
or anything like that. I just do direct to email,
Okay.
and I send people like exactly the styles they're looking for.
Okay.
Because I've had too many stories of friends I know that they put beats on YouTube and
Ripped.
Airbit
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then people rip it and then put a song out, and then they have to file a takedown notice and all that kind of stuff, and it's just too much of a hassle. So
Right.
I'll only send a beat to maybe like 3 or 4 people, and then I can keep track of who has it. So if it does leak somewhere, I know.
Yeah.
Know where it went.
Well, how do you feel about SoundCloud? Because I put everything there, but that's super easy to rip.
Do you
off
make it
SoundCloud.
downloadable? I mean, I know you can
No,
just do
only a few tracks are downloadable, but
There's websites I know where you can rip
yeah,
audio straight from SoundCloud,
Yeah.
even if it's not downloadable.
that.
I've done it.
But yeah, I don't put anything up there, because then I've noticed before too, I've had times, like a long time ago when I first got into making beats, I would throw them on SoundCloud, and people would tell me that I had to put my tag like every
Right.
10 seconds.
Oh, yeah,
or else
like
people
BeatStars.
could just loop it.
yeah,
And so I did that, but then I didn't like listening to it
yeah,
because I would hear my tag like every few
Yeah.
seconds.
yeah.
And so yeah, I just try to keep it. I've noticed a lot of people that I work with actually they say that they like that about me, is because they can know when I send them a beat that no one else has heard that beat.
Oh, that's true.
So then I'm basically working exclusive with them, but
Yeah.
at the same time I'm just pitching around beats. So
That's
Yeah.
smart, man.
Yeah,
That's a good tactic, dude. That's really smart.
because I just use it to listen back to
Mhm.
my stuff. Like,
What's your favorite style of like beat to make or anything?
right now I'm loving making like DaBaby type stuff.
yeah,
Like just like big thick 808s.
Yeah.
And then kind of like the Playboy Cardi, Pierre Bourne style beats.
Okay.
Just like finding a really trippy loop, and then just crazy 808s and stuff.
yeah.
It is fun.
The hard hitting stuff.
Yeah.
To listen
It's
back.
really fun to make too, because
Yeah.
it's like you can get a little more creative with like the sounds and
Mhm.
percussion you use and stuff like that.
Where do you typically find like your sounds?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll use Looperman or Splice.
Okay.
I try not to use them very much anymore,
Mm.
besides for drum sounds, just because everybody's using Splice nowadays.
Yeah.
Like when I first got into Splice, no one knew what it was,
Me
and I would
too.
just pick all
Mhm.
kinds of loops,
Yeah.
and they were fire. But then now it's like everybody's using them, so I generally I'll pick like a producer that I'm really tight with, and I'll buy like an exclusive pack off them for a
Uh-huh.
good price,
Okay.
or I'll go to. I like a lot of internet money stuff. I
Okay.
like a lot of foreign tech. He has a lot of cool kits, all
Uh-huh.
kinds of stuff.
Mm.
But I'll also make sure that I'm not using loops outright, I'll chop them up and detune them and all kinds of stuff like that to make sure that it doesn't sound the exact same as someone else just putting it in there.
It's true. Do you get a lot of stuff sent to you just from producers, just like packs just sent?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people though. They send me packs, and I can tell that they just put, like, if they put the same pack online somewhere for sale, I usually won't use that pack.
Right.
Just because I'm like, in the Christian hip hop community that I'm in is so tight that it's like, if someone sends me a pack, I can guarantee they sent that same pack to OnBeat and Kardec and all kinds of other Christian hip hop producers.
Right.
So where it's like, it's gonna work its way around.
Yeah.
Right.
So I try to just branch out and get sounds from different places pretty often.
Yeah. So
it's
you're buying
not like
stuff
all from one place or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you're supporting though, because I know most guys, they're just throwing tweets out there or putting on their story, hey, send packs right now, and that's what they do. But I mean, in your case, you're doing paid collabs anyway, so why are you going to use a pack that a kid sent you if you could make $50 from another kid who will pay you, $50 for 2 collabs?
And I'll do, generally, if it's like, if someone hits me up out the blue and I don't know who they are, I'll say, like, I'll do a collab beat for like $50, but then if we sell it or whatever, we'll give you a cut. Just because I've noticed a lot of people just trying to use me for like connections or stuff, or they really want me to send their beat to KB or Canon or someone, and it's like, it's kind of like I have like a little squad of producers and stuff that I'm really tight with. Right. That it's like, why would I connect someone I don't know with a big artist when I'm already trying to connect these other people that I'm tight with.
All right, everybody. This was episode 5 of the Sound Booth. Thank you so much for joining. You had some great knowledge.
Yeah, man. Boom. It was awesome. Thanks for all the knowledge and stories. All right, man.
Thank you, man.
Okay.